Hello everyone and welcome to another Lost Caverns of Ixalan draft. We have a good rare, a 4 mana 4/4, getting 3 explores. Every turn is nice, and even on the turn you cast it, assuming you do cast it pre-combat, which you should probably quite often do, then you may have it become a copy of another creature you control. I suppose that can come up sometimes, but there's already a base 4/4, so maybe not that often that you want to use the copy ability, but it's a completely optional thing, so you don't have to do it. There's also a Council of Echoes, very nice flying bounce creature. Descent 4 should be easy to get by the time you're at 6. Clay Fired Bricks, I like this card a lot. Chupacabra Echo, very nice, but it's no Ravenous Chupacabra. You have to do some work before you get to have large values for the minus effect. I don't know. I'm taking the blue-green. I know it's 2 colors. It's of course a significant drawback to have a 2-color card, but it's early in the format. I definitely do want to test this race. And even, you know how it goes, early in the format I want to test this race, late in the format I want to have the maximum fun by, using the race I haven't really been able to use earlier. So I guess there's also always a little bit of an incentive to pick race. Anyway, Eaten by Piranhas. I think it's a good enough thing. This is the cave payoff. I mean, you don't play this card unless you have at least like 5 caves in the deck, I would say. Am I gonna pick it though? The best card in the pack, I think, is the Zoyova. It's just totally not compatible with my first pick. Oh, there's also an upgrade here. I didn't see that. This is the safest pick. I can even splash it if I play like blue green or whatever. This would be the fun thing to do. Try to make the caves work. But I think I'm taking upgrade because it's just a very good card. I also, of course, don't have any idea what my colors will end up being. Okay, based on this pack, well, they are playables for all the colors. Even blue has the inverted iceberg, which I think is good enough, especially when you are interested in getting some decent things going on. Alright, so the red cards are actually the worst, so I'm not taking either of those, even though I just took an upgrade. This is not very easy to get going. It's just a 2 mana 2/2, which is acceptable stat wise, but not good. I mean, it's you don't want to usually play just 2 mana 2/2s. They need to do something. This does something, but only in the very late stages of a game. This is a good one. Defossilize can be good if you can synergize a little bit with it. Okay. I need to make a choice. I'm not taking the colorless card. I'm taking the Tendril. Let's give this guy a chance, because I did have the blue-green card already, so maybe I will be blue-green. Potentially splashing for upgrade. Probably not upgrade by itself, but if I get another upgrade or some other splashable red card, that would be worth considering perhaps. How about here? There's nothing like too strong. I did use this in a deck earlier, didn't I? I think. I mean, I know I have used it, but was it at a recorded draft? I think it was. Glow Cap Lantern did work quite well for me in the past. I wouldn't mind having it here, but there's also... I don't know really. I don't care about the Idol of the Deep King that much, even though I have picked the upgrade here. There's the Captivating Cave, which I probably would take if I took the Cave Rare earlier. There's Deadweight. I'm actually taking the Deadweight because I will now say that I did not actually realize it was there. I'm happy the auto picker suggested that, because I totally missed the existence of Deadweight there. And now I get like a, rewarded for taking that. There's a Bitter Triumph. Now, the really fun card would be the Bat Colony had I taken the Cave Rare. I'm gonna maybe force caves in some point, but not now, of course. But this would have been, of course, a great follow-up for trying to make the caves work. But yeah, just getting past that Deadweight in the previous pick, and now a Bitter Triumph. This is amazing. I should be black, definitely. I mean, these 2 cards should be fairly early picks. Alright, maybe it's gonna be black-red then. I'm not taking these green cards. well, black and red is the most open here, and it's actually a question between Zoyova and the Sunfire Torch. But since I have like a dead weight and upgrade, the torch is not that needed. I have a small creature removal, and this is a really good uncommon. So let's take these, and probably red-black is where I am at. Let's cut these things now. Okay, what is the best here? I will be interested in descending, so Deathcap Marionette might be the thing. I don't mind these 4-drops, I don't mind the Captivating Cave necessarily either. But I'm taking the 2-drop that allows me to both trigger descent for these kind of effects and of course just to increase my permanent count in the graveyard. Here, the green-white land is here. Looks like a llama, by the way. it turns into a llama, and it is the art also resembles that, which is pretty funny. Anyway, the companion is gonna be the peak. There would be another tendril here, but I think I'm not going green right now. So Tectonic Hazard for the sideboard, or just take the companion, which is always like okay. I got the Council of Echoes back. Did I have any blue here? Well, I do have the partly blue card in here. I mean, it's between the Seismic Monstrosaur and the Council of Echoes. I mean, if I would take this, that would mean I'm not going to necessarily play red at all. It could be a blue-black. I should take it, because I can maybe get some other Monstrosaur later. I'm not even sure if I care about it. There is one way to actually, trigger descent, by the way, the land cyclers. They work with stuff like a Zoyova, of course. But I'm taking the best card here, and let's keep option. The option open that I would actually be playing red-black. Or should I do green-blue still? Should I have that option open? I think I'm just taking the Sunfire Torch, though. I think red-black is still going to be the more likely combination to play. Another companion or Ancestor's Aid. I don't think the aid is that good. I'm gonna take the companion. Now it's gonna be the Idol of the Deep King. This turns into an equipment +2/+0. Yeah, it's equipped 2 only. I suppose it's okay. And here we have, well, I guess the Fungal Fortitude could be played because I'm playing black. I got the Altisar. I think it's okay. I don't mind having it. At least I don't mind having the option to play the card. I'm going to cut the Council of Echoes. That would be a third Myco Tyrant tendril thing. Well, it's not really even that good, and I expect to get this back when this pack comes back to me. So at pack 2, pick 9, this probably is still gonna be there. Alright. So the Bringer of the Last Gift is actually not that great. It's 8 mana. The effect is extremely strong, but I mean, it's extremely strong unless the opponent gets the better version of it. Maybe they have a self-milled a lot and they have a ton of creatures in the graveyard. Anyway, I would have to be ramping into this thing, and I'm not going to play any kind of a ramp team here. So it's gonna be like a Fanatical Offering or another chance. This lets you sacrifice an artifact, and I have a couple of these companions which create the map token. So I think it's worth taking these, but this is a fairly, pathetic pack for my colors for sure. Okay, Sovereign Okinek Ahau. It's a really decent card. It's also, a mythic rare I want to get the full playset of, but I have already 3 of them. I have gotten a bunch of them, even though it's quite early in the set's lifetime. I have already gotten 3 of these. So I guess I could see not picking it now for red drafting purposes, with the assumption that maybe I will still get another one of these later in the drafts. Because there's a really decent option in the Enterprising Scallywag. There's also the Plundering Pirate. I don't like the Talis Favor that much, but the Pirate and the Scallywag, which is also a pirate, could be considered. I would take them over the Phantom thing here. I'm not going to red draft now. I'm taking the Scallywag. Dinotomadon. Probably gonna be the pick here. I have no force in here. This might actually shape up being a deck that can play the Daring Discovery. I have a lot of early drops in here. Okay, let's take the Dinotomadon. It's just an okay 4-drop, and I could have a 4-drop here. Okay, so Sahelis Lattice, it's the one that wants to craft with dinosaurs. It's not a bad card. I mean, the front side is playable, and then maybe you can use the artifact for sacrificing purposes or for crafting, for instance. You can craft, stuff that is on the battlefield too. There's another Scallywag though. I don't know how many of them I need. I have a bunch of 2s here. I actually could see playing the Lattice. Maybe even the Mycoid, but okay, let's take the Lattice now. I don't expect to be crafting it with dinosaurs. I think I have like 1 dinosaur. I have 2 dinosaurs. So the Dinotomaton or Dinotomaton and the Panicked Allosaur is also a thing. Okay, I have 1 fanatical offering. There's a Burning Sun cavalry, but it's not really gonna get the effect that often. Diamond pickaxe. Yeah, I could see taking this thing. +1/+1 on creatures and some treasure tokens. Sure, let's take it. The deck doesn't seem that great, and black is very, very drafted here also. You can see that I don't have a lot of black cards picked from the pack 2. There's a Brazen Blade Master. I actually will have a bunch of artifacts. I have a treasure token generating. I have 7 out of 16 cards that are just artifacts. But I could just take the Hidden Necropolis to value land here. Let's take that. Another one of these. Hot Food Gnome. I think I just don't care about these 3-drops. They are really mediocre. I can get such stuff like this later in the draft. So I'll take the land, which I think makes sense here. Hunter's Blowgun. There's the cave. If I just went the cave route, I wonder how the draft would have gone, because this would be a nice payoff, being caves, the caves deck. But alas, that's not the direction I took. The upgrade made me. I think the upgrade made me pick this kind of a reasonable pick. Or what was that the card? I'm taking the blowgun because I don't think this really can play the cave rat at all. Definitely I can't. But yeah, I think the upgrade was the card that made me pick the kind of a reasonable pick instead of the cave rare. Anyhow, I'll take this uncommon. Not gonna play it, but there's nothing for my colors in that pack. Oh, and there's a Spelunking. Also, there's not a cave. It actually would be not an easy decision between a Spelunking and a cave had I gone the cave route, but okay, Spelunking is an uncommon. Let's take it. Nothing for my colors here. This is rather disappointing. I'm gonna take a puzzle door here. Okay, I got the gnome. Not a surprise. It's not a very good card. Well, that's an artifact if I care about having them. Yeah, that pack 2 was really disappointing. Not my colors. Okay, there's another upgrade. There's also this thing. Whenever you descend in a turn, you get some counters. Then this can be at very cheap cost of 7 mana. You can turn this into a 4/3 flyer. I mean, I guess I could consider playing it, but of course here the pick is the upgrade. But I was thinking that maybe if this comes back to me at pick 9, that's gonna be a reasonable choice. But I'm happy to have an actually good card in upgrade here. There are a lot of these creature lands, but not the black-red one, which is in the set. Because these are all very good if you can activate them. So this would be very good in a red-green deck. Alright. So Belligerent Yelling is not bad. Sunset Militia, okay. Yeah, I think I take that 2 mana 3/2 Trampler, thank you very much. And I do have some stuff that care about dinos. So this is now 3 dinos though, so I'm not very likely to craft with this thing yet. But maybe I can get a few other ones. Echoing Deeps. This is the one that I would probably play in the cave deck just because it's a cave and can copy some useful stuff. This can also copy stuff from the opponent's graveyard. Now, do I have any discover here? I really don't think I have a lot or at all, so I'm supposed to maybe take something like the Child of the Volcano. Just a 4-drop that can maybe grow. It also has trample. This pack 3 just isn't very impressive either, and I've been really cut from black. I mean, I got in the pack 1, I got a dead weight followed by a bitter triumph, and then like almost no good black since then. But I'm happy to take the yelling number 2. Who knows, maybe the Sahelis lattice can be crafted with some frequency at least. Red Moss Ire is good. There's another dead weight, but I do have 2 upgrades, a dead weight already. I have the, you know, what's this, Sunfire Torch. I don't necessarily need an effect that kills a small creature. But Red Moss Ire can kill an artifact and... well, ideally you win a combat and also kill an artifact. Artifacts are fairly frequently seen here, so I think I'm taking the combat trick now. Okay. Dowsing Device. Deadweight again. Careening Minecart. Promising Vein. This will, you know, help you descend, but I don't know if I have many payoffs. I have the Child of the Volcano and the Zoyova. Maybe something else, but... oh, and there's the 2-drop Goblin Scallywag here, but I need to pick something now. I have enough maybe artifact creatures to consider. 10 artifacts total. Is this something I want to do? I mean, this deadweight is the safe pick. Okay, fine, let's take the deadweight. I hope I have a lot of opponents that have, you know, small creatures, because I do have the tools to deal with small creatures here. Rumbling Rock Slide. More removal. How many creatures? I have only 12. Rock Slide isn't bad. There's also the Gnover here, but I have a 5-drop. Maybe I don't need another. I don't know. Let's take the Rock Slide. Some fair amount of removal in this deck at least, but I'm not convinced that my creatures are necessary enough. Another companion. Should I have it here? Bedrock Tortoise. I don't think I'm gonna splash for that, but I don't really think I care about another companion. I'm taking the rare for gems. And Seismic Monstrosaur. Sure, the only on-color card, let's take it. Another one of these. I think I have one of those in my side. No, in the main deck even. I don't really expect to be playing more than one, so I'll take the uncommon. This is actually the Contested Game Ball. It's a card you could sideboard in some matchups when you can almost guarantee that the opponent doesn't get to you know, get it for themselves. Here we have stuff I can't utilize. Okay, I mean, red was open, but black wasn't, and I ended up with what, 7 black cards. That's assuming I'm not going to cut any of them. So I was supposed to probably do something else, but maybe the early deadweight into Bitter Triumph just made me feel like black is open and I should be drafting black, but look what happened. that didn't happen. Okay, I'm gonna maybe try the favor, but we'll see. Alright, so let's... wait a minute. Yeah, let's first see how many creatures I have. That's 13. I don't want to cut a lot of creatures here now. The amount of black cards is 7, 18. Red. Do I want to cut some black? I guess the card I could consider cutting is the Fortitude. But then again, do I have some ETBs that I care about? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Well, there's the Companion, but it's not like the most amazing ETB ability of all times. It's also +2, +0, and you can... I mean, I could see playing something like, you know, the opponent blocks this thing with like a 2-2, 2-1. I play the Fortitude, trample a little bit of extra, and this comes back. Craft with artifact. Yeah, I'm gonna play this. I will turn this into an equipment I might actually need, because I have a lot of small creatures, so the power boost effect might be actually very necessary with this deck. There is now actually 5 dinosaurs, because I have also the Monstrosaur, which I got late. You can also mountain cycle this thing and then You know, if you have already played this like on turn 2 or whenever early in the game, when I have a mountain cycle this thing, and then I can just craft. Well, it will cost 5 mana, but this will become basically. So this has a power equal to the total power of the exiled cards, because of course you can put as many dinos here as you want. I can have this thing exiled and this thing exiled. It's 10-4 in that case, and maybe then I can use this trample trick. Well, dream on, but I guess the Sahelis Lattice is maybe gonna be craftable in some cases with the number of dinosaurs I have in here. By the way, sometimes I accidentally say dinosaur because that comes from my native tongue, where the word is dinosaurus, and you don't say dino, you say just dino, and that's why sometimes I pronounce the word that way, even though I know the English pronunciation should be dinosaur. All right, let's cut some stuff. I think the Etalis favorite contest. I can't play that. The Hunter's Blowgun wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. And then... do I care about the Deathcap Marionette now? How many... Let's see the creature curve actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops. I suppose... How many... care about Descent? Only these 3. Okay. So it's not really... So I have no cards that say, for example, Descent 4 or Descent 8, of course. I have only 3 cards that care about whether I have descended on a turn. These are all things that trigger at the beginning of my end step. Not each turns, but my end step specifically. So I don't think the Marionette even is that good. I kind of don't like cutting black cards because I have so few black. I could almost be mono red, but I just can't, and some of the black is, you know, still quite good. And Zoyoba is also a 2-drop. I guess this is now, after cutting the Marionette, this is my only like a black card I need to be able to cast early. Also, you often want to be able to cast a dead weight early. But especially with the Zoyoba, I can't play like 5 swamps because this really needs to be an option to be played on turn 2 if I have this in my hand. So I need to have enough mountains in the deck to make sure, I mean swamps in the deck to make sure I can cast these black cards early. So this is now 12 creatures. I'm not going to cut any more creature. Is there anything that cares about artifacts specifically? Because I guess I could see not playing the Sunfire Torch. Although... Although... It is a +1/+0, you don't have to throw it away. You can just enhance your creature a little bit, but I think I'm gonna cut that, and I think this is a 16 land deck easily. I have a very low mana curve here, average cost is 2.6, and I can, you know, mountain cycle this thing. And yeah, there is the Disruptor Vandercliff. It is not a good card, but it's something I probably still want to play, you know, just to have a little bit of bigger creatures than just all these 2/2s and 2/1s. Yeah, this is the deck. This is the main deck I'm gonna have. Put some lands here, and it's gonna be like I do have a mountain cycler here for colorless, but this can make me treasures. Also, some others can too. So I can get black mana without even having swamps here. But I think I still want to. What's this? I mean, this is the, yeah, I want to make sure I understand what this does. Whenever the controller of this thing is dealt combat damage, the attacking player gets this. So first of all, I would need to play this like when I have 4 mana available, I cast this for 2 and then draw a card for another 2. And then I need to be fairly certain that the opponent won't be able to get this for themselves, because this also untaps when you gain control of it. With the ability. Yeah, I could see sideboarding this in, maybe. But yes, let's consider the number of swamps here. It should be like... Now, this is the minimum. I'm gonna play at least 7 mountains. I think I'm gonna play just 8. I have so many more red cards here. 9 mountains, 9 red sources total, 7 black sources total, plus the other ways to fix. For example, the monster sword is another source for red, so this should be good enough. I don't like the deck, I have some good removal, but I also am lacking maybe a good ways to push through, but we'll see how it goes. That's the main deck. Okay, this is a good one. I don't have a 2-drop, but I can deal with their early drop with the dead weight. And I have a 3 and 4 here. Well, 4 assuming I get the land, but I suppose I wouldn't really mind if I get all non-lands for a few turns, although I drew immediately another 4. Now I'm a little bit more... okay, well that's a decent 2 now that they didn't even have a target for the deadweight. Yeah, now I'm a little bit more incentivized to actually get a 4th land here, but opponent is doing nothing and I get to have a hasty 3T. Let's see if they have some interaction here, or is this just gonna be a quick game over. If they have no interaction here, I think they're gonna be in trouble given my cards. The Dreadmore's Ire and the Deadweight can do some work here. Only the standard here. Okay, I could give this thing haste, but that makes no sense because this deals more damage. You have to tap this. Okay, well they have now more mana available. This adds any color, that's right, yep. So, but of course the opponent hasn't done anything. I have this board presence, I have interaction, even the rock slide if I ever just get my 4th land. I suppose the map token helps me, I can... I really wanted to actually get the Dinotomaton, because imagine what you could do. You could, if I draw a land here, I could make this thing have haste and still give like menace to one of these other things. That would be nice. Now, this thing has Death Touch, let's not forget about that. And I guess I could have even considered, the Dreadmore's Ire. I get to kill this standard here. Now, what I'm going to do here is, I'm gonna 2-for-1 myself, sort of. I know I could just deadweight and upgrade this thing, but I think it's better idea now to use the Ire here. I will get to deal with this. My creatures will survive here, and I'm getting this gives trample, so I will be able to. That has Death Touch. They are not supposed to block that guy. They didn't go for the companion. I hope they don't have anything for 1 blue, but we'll see. Trample, of course, works very nicely with Death Touch. They almost die, and they will lose the standard here. Now, this was a consideration on the previous turn I didn't even pay attention to. Yeah, Deadweight went to graveyard, so this already happened. I'm still going to do this though. Maybe it's a land. I'm actually taking this. Now they have to in fact sacrifice, discard a card or sacrifice a permanent, because this 3 damage would have been nasty. So yeah, this is lethal attack here. The reason I chose to keep this on top is because this can attack as a 4-power creature once I get to cast the Dinotomaton, but of course it was unnecessary right now. Well, green something. Green something here. Or green blue apparently, but didn't see much. There are big dinos there, so... Well, I have the pump spell, I have the equipment that can enhance my guys. This thing gives me my guys Death Touch when they attack. If I know I'm the aggressor, I should maybe even consider playing another. This is very good offensive thing. I don't think I'm gonna play the contested game ball, because I might need to take some of those dinosaur attacks in when they get to, especially when they are on the play now here. But I'm thinking about this blowgun here. The reach part on their turn isn't gonna matter, but the death touch on my turn is definitely going to matter. But what is the worst card in here? I think I still play the Sahelis Lattice, the Fungal Fortitude. I can use this as a pump effect, yes. So I think it's going to be like maybe the Dreadmoss Ire. They are blue-green, they are unlikely to have that much artifacts. I suppose blue has some. They had the Sunbird standard, but maybe this is slightly worse than the blowgun here. This allows me to attack with my creatures, at least, even if they have big blockers there. So let's do this. Swamp. They actually let me go first. Why? What? What a nice hand this would be with the mountain, but I'm not going to try to get lucky with this. I'm missing my two drop plays too, unless I immediately draw a mountain on the next turn. I'm gonna mulligan into a one lander. But I have the mountain cycler here. I'm gonna keep this, hoping to draw one land to get the mountain cycling going on. And what is the card that I'm not playing? And definitely not cutting this. It could be the companion actually. I like the Scallywag a little bit more. Although, maybe if I can play this Soyoba, then I can. Maybe I don't have time for this. Okay, this at least gives me two things. Might make sense. Now, of course, I need to get lucky here, but then again I got very unlucky with given these two hands. They also have a Hunter's Blowgun. Well, I suppose that is a playable spell, so if there's some target for it, well, there is. And the tapped land is totally fine right now because I was gonna use the one swamp anyway. So now next turn I either draw a land or I just draw a mountain cycle this thing. And there is that. So maybe I don't need to do that. Let's go for this. I mean, it's possible I will play this as a 6-drop if I keep hitting lands, and this will get me some treasure tokens as well. That is annoying. So now let's not. I didn't draw a land, so I guess I could explore, but it doesn't make any sense when they have this thing around. I know I can use upgrade to deal with some of that stuff, but I don't think it matters. What I'm supposed to do is this. Get the mountain, play the Soyoba here. Also, this trigger will actually happen. Not that it necessarily matters, because I, mountain cycled, so I have descended. So they have to, discard a card, sack a permanent, or take 3 points of damage. But of course, at 20 life, it doesn't really matter too much. So that no longer has any abilities. This actually has flash, so they should have attacked in case I'd, block with this Death Toucher. Yeah, this was a mistake by them. No blocks, I'm not gonna jump here. I'm gonna play the pickaxe in here. Get some treasure here. And then I can play the belligerent yelling. I'm losing this race, of course, but I might draw. Well, I might draw outs here. Am I losing this race though? I'm not losing this race now that I figured it. Okay, this is gonna be now a huge thing, but it does not have vigilance. It is a 2-turn clock for them though. I'm not gonna. This has trample and death. That's so. I am going to need to. Well, let's see what happens. Of course, now that they are winning the race after all. This is close. I have actually 10 damage here. Maybe 11 if I get to. Yeah, but 10 is of course not enough. Yeah, it's 10 and it's 11 if I, hit with the map token into a non-land. Problem is, I am not going to. So what I can do is I can use upgrade to deal with the Hunter's Blowgun. They lose Death Touch. So it will still have trample, but at least they need to assign enough damage to you know, if I have block with the 2 toughness creatures. And of course it will lose the +1/+1. So what I'm doing here is I'm still having a chance. I should actually do the map token too pre-combat. I have treasures here. I have mana to do the upgrade regardless. So let's I don't think it matters. Let's put, no, that was probably the worst target because I might want to tap this thing, but I didn't get a counter out of it, so it didn't matter. Now attack, 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 and then I will block here and blow up this block, and this will be a 7 power creature which I'm gonna block with the 1 toughness creature. I will be trampled down to 1. 6 to me. But they are down to 4. So this can work. Of course a pump spell and counter spell will mess up my plan. But we'll see what happens now. If this thing didn't have trample, it would be nice. Oh, they can do the stun. I actually forgot that they can do the Sunbird standard. It would have been enough. But now I'm actually winning here if they don't have a thing. I'm gonna go to 1 here, but that's enough. I'm not dying. So I have a victory here if they have nothing. Not even a reason to play this thing. I actually was supposed to do this discover, but you know, they have 1 mana. There's not a lot you can do with 1 mana. 1 life, all you need. Okay, I play first. I like to see that. I don't need to mulligan now. This is both colors. I have a 2-drop. And I have a deadweight. I have the Fanatical Offering, which would be the best if I actually hit my 3rd land drop soon enough. Okay, I'm going to play the Scallywack instead of the Yearling, because now if they have a target for the deadweight, this deadweight, so that it dies, so that it's not a 1/3, this going to graveyard will let me have a treasure token. There's no target, but then again, he's all fine too. So they have some creature enhancements there, and if I can remove the, this is equip 2, this is equip 2, but equip pirate 1. Hey, what is this? A 3rd color, Zoetic Cliff. That is a darn good card, especially when you put it on an indestructible diamond pickaxe. All right, so I need to raise this situation. Okay, this is going to be a little bit tricky now for sure. I think I'm just going to eat the map token, but because I am going to sack the map token probably, and I will get another map token, and then I can play the Yearling. So let's see this thing first. Maybe this changes my plans somehow. Now this still has indestructible, so I'm not going to get it dealt with using Fortitude. I can make it into a 3/2 if I want to, but it's still indestructible. I would need another deadweight to get rid of it, and then of course the glyph will trigger. Anyway, I'm gonna get now. I'm not gonna get anything because I didn't sack a permanent card. Of course, if you sack a map token, it won't count as a descended, because it has to be a card. Yep, I'm at 10. I can maybe win the race. They didn't equip, so that means they have something. Yep, it's indestructible. Man, this is a sweet combination, actually. I didn't even realize that's available in this format. Now, there's no reason to do much pre-combat. I know I could go for this map activation, but since they are untapped, they have untapped lands, it's not worth doing. This 7. I mean, my next attack will be lethal if I can do similar stuff. But now this is actually a very unpleasant thing. I know I can use the Necropolis to immediately cast the thing. And then I will get a treasure token. Oh, no, actually that's not the case. I need one more mana for that. When this dies. Yeah, so I have to decide if I want to actually have this on the top of my deck. I mean, if I play the companion and activate the map tokens, I can give my guys some counters. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. How do I win on the next turn? Because they go to 10 now. I won't be dealing 10 damage to them on the next turn, even with the Fortitude. I'm gonna most likely just dead weight this thing just to make it hit. And of course this doesn't have trample, so I can jump block it. That's also something I should consider, just jump blocking it. So the real question is, do I want to draw the yelling here? I think it's okay. I'm not just totally convinced. I also can just use this. This is not an instant, it's just, I mean, it's permanent +2/+0. I could keep it on this guy. If this dies, then I get the map token again. That is an option. You know what? That's an option I'm gonna take. A lot of options for this turn. An incredible high amount of options. Large amount, sorry. But this is what I choose. I'm gonna have the 3/2 Trampler here. These removal spells can get rid of the other stuff they might play. If they continue attacking, they also don't get the treasures because this has to be equipped on something for that to happen. I think it's safer now. I could try to get the win on the next turn, of course, because this is enough damage. But if I go to 5... I mean, I guess I can go to 5. I can go to 5 now. Let's keep the option. I mean, they might tap out for blockers and I kill them and then that's it. Please tap out for another and I can kill them both. Braided net, no. They're gonna tap my stuff with that thing. That's not nice. But I do get to get rid of this guy. So they will tap my companion and they can tap another thing. Yeah, I'm actually supposed to... I was first thinking about dead weighting this Vanderglyph, but I think that's wrong. Because they can now use this to tap my guy. Now they will tap the 4/1. And then of course they have the option to tap another blocker. So if I have one untapped thing, they can still tap that. That is not a very... I was thinking about using the rock slide on this and then decreasing this guy's size into a 3-power creature so I wouldn't die. Okay, I'm actually just maybe doing this after all. I'm gonna switch my plans a little bit. That's a good one. That's an incredibly good one. So now with that, I'm going to go to... one more timeout. So do I want to use a dead... I'm gonna get a treasure if I use dead weight on there. Do I just need to have 2 blockers up? I mean, that's a little bit risky. They tap one, kill the other one and I lose. I'm going to let this trade happen. I'm going to let the trade happen here. I'm gonna put a dead weight on this guy and play the yelling. Yeah. I could have used the other map token in that case. I should have actually given this another point of power. Yeah, because I do have the mana for that. It was a mistake. That was a mistake. Well, I guess they'd still take 3 here, so it's okay. Now, do I want to... Okay, well, I'm gonna do this for sure. And map token. I want to leave this on top, so now the question is, do I want to use this? I might need all my mana on the next turn. This for 4 and this for 1. Yeah, okay, fine. This Trampler is a little bit more useful. Let's give this guy another counter. But leave, of course, this thing on top of deck. Now they know about this thing. But they don't know about my rumbling rock slide. So if they have a creature-based, I basically what I need here is that they have a creature-based plan and not a. Okay, that actually does work. I can kill that. It will be 5 damage, right? Equal to the number of lands I control. They also can't attack, I don't think. Yeah. So this should be a victory as long as I leave a mountain untapped. Yep, they can tap one of my guys. And with the ire, it would be enough for them to survive if I didn't have this trample granting +2/+2 thing here. Okay, so they are blue, white, red, so Jeskai. Pickaxe and the Wandercliff from red, then some blue early drops. There's a. Is the white like a splash on the master's guide mural? It could be like blue-red splashing for white. But yeah, keep this in mind. Diamond pickaxe and glyph is a decent synergy. I guess you don't get the the discover part then if you play them if it never dies. Anything here that's gonna matter somehow against what I saw? Artifact removal is okay, but I have 2 upgrades. They say destroy target artifact. Not gonna be a game ball kind of a game. It's only like against some incredibly slow controlling deck when you can consider sideboarding this in. I think I'll keep everything I had. Don't really see a reason to change much. Okay, the theme of it, bad mana continues. Now I have interaction, but now if just any of these lands was a mountain, this would be a nice hand because I could play the pickaxe turn 1, have these and get some better draws. Now I need to find a mountain early. This is not gonna work. Hey, I've seen this before. Questionable 7-card hand, mulligan to 1 lander, 6 cards, but I'm just gonna keep this now. Denote Amazon goes away. I need to get lucky, because you need to get lucky if you are going to 5. I might as well try to get lucky now. I need lands here. I need basically 2 more to get the companion up. Ideally a swamp so I can play this tongue thing, but this is a little annoying how my basically a 2-color deck has such issues with mana. Then again, I have won all the games thus far, so I should maybe be happy about that anyway. But this will of course be a loss if I just don't hit my lands. So a total non-game could be happening here. I wouldn't have minded to just deadweight this guy. And now here we have an opponent with Mountain, Plains, Island on turn 3 when I have this. This is not justice at all, so I'm going to deadweight this guy because I don't wanna, the 2/2 flyer doing things, and now they didn't have a target for the Explorer, so that was that. Another one of these flyers. I have a lot of small creature removal, and I think based on what I'm seeing right now, I'm going to sideboard in also the Torch, because, well, assuming I lose this game, which is gonna be quite likely, they're gonna move the pickaxe on the Wandercliff so they can attack as a 3/3. Bitter Triumph. Discard a card or pay 3 life. Yeah, I'm gonna. They got a too good start because I stumbled with my mana. can put the yelling down on the next turn, which means that I have a block on the Wondercliff. But also the thing is that they get to, you know, gain life. So racing will be incredibly hard in this case. Now I should probably just I'm gonna actually use the map token instead of equipping here. I need to get more lands here. I suppose if it's an untapped land, I can still equip. Oh, they have an interactive spell too. Unlucky drop. I guess that was to be expected. I can fanatical offering that thing now. But the situation on the battlefield is dire. I can get removal on these guys and they can, you know, flood out. There are ways for me to win the game, but the problem of course is that with this thing they can tune their hand. They can discard bad cards and have good cards happening. I need an upgrade for this thing. They also get these cries and these ramages from the air, so it's quite unlikely that they would be totally flooding out here. That is a land. So 5 mana total available. I think I'm not going to use my removal yet. I'll just play some creatures. They're gonna use the tapper, which is annoying. I need an upgrade really for that thing. The Scallywag. No, I'm gonna have one of these to block the Wondercliff thing. I mean, no matter what happens, they will be, of course, tapping my thing, but there's not much control I can have over that. I suppose I could have played the Zoyova and the 3-2, because both of these can trade with the 3-3, but I wanted to use my mana optimally here. I'm gonna go down to 6 now. And it's quite likely that I actually need to discard a card for this thing, but if I draw any more lands I can just use that. I can just discard a land for the additional cost here. Okay, this thing, when it attacks, they could have actually gone for on the adventure, but they preferred to have maximum board presence here. Yeah, this game would have gone differently if I didn't stumble early in the game. But when this attacks, they get to reveal the top card. If it's a creature that costs at most 3 mana, they actually get to put it in their hand. And even if they can't do that, they can still choose to put the top card in the graveyard. So they have a lot of selection there. Now, this doesn't allow sacrificing permanents. It's a discard a card or pay 3 life, which is a shame because I actually could play all of these. I could play all of them, but then this would cost me 3 life. So if I choose to use this by discarding the mountain, I can only play one other thing in addition to that. I guess I can get a... no, there's nothing that's gonna go to my graveyard this turn. I don't get a treasure from here. Okay. Well, let's take the Death Toucher. I do need to maybe deal with the... I need to deal with the flyer too. This is just... I mean, I guess if I have an extra mana, I can just do this. Let's do this here. That was just a land. I can play this land because this other one is gonna be discarded. I suppose that means I have mana for this too. Yeah, I don't think another yelling, but I actually need removal, I believe. This will also not trigger my... This will actually trigger my descent, so let's mill that. That doesn't mean I can play this. I would get 1 treasure token, but then I actually don't have mana to do this, sadly. I actually need to deal with the flyer. Well, so be it. They're gonna lose 3 life. That's a big deal, I'm sure. But the problem with Braided Net is that they can turn this into the Braided Cube, draw a million cards, and then this will, you know, still happen. I also think that if they tap now... what do I need to do here? They tapped that. And now it's the moment of... Okay, they're gonna turn that guy into a treasure now. Because this is, you can pause and read what it does. It's a pretty good one. Yep. Okay. So I can go to 1 by killing a 3 power creature. Maybe the well, let's see how they. Okay, now this is gonna be a 3. No matter what I kill, I still take 6. So I can't even kill this because I can't pay for the ward. I could use the treasure to pay for the ward, but then of course I don't have this thing coming back as a blocker anymore. So let's accept that. Mulliganing to a 6 card hand with 1 land, not hitting my second land drop, is enough, given that opponent didn't have any trouble. They had good plays every turn. But their Kellan is quite nice. Now I will play the torch. They have so many targets for these things that I'm going to play that. I don't care about the blowgun or stuff like that. I already have to now choose what card not to play here. I think the Hot Food Gnome is not quite that good, but it will give haste to my other things. But they have like things like a minus guide wing, so a 3-1 is not necessarily what I'm looking here. How about the Fortitude? I do like the trick potential of the card, but it is maybe something I could also just not have here. Okay, the Fortitude goes away and the Torch came in. Now I will be on the play, hopefully with a reasonable starting hand. This is 1. This is 2, 3, 4 curve, regardless of what I draw. Now this is what I like to see. Of course I can still draw like 5 lands back to back and that would be horrible, but at least I can play my starting hand here. Guide Wing? Okay, no. A little annoying. It can block my 2 power creatures, but can they still have the Guide Wing too? Now upgrade. When this dies, they get to draw a card. So I'm not a big fan of that. There's no reason for me not to attack, although there's no reason for them to block. Not to block, I mean. So let's just do this. Save some time here. They are gonna block anyway. I'm gonna have an untapped Scallywag. Let's see if they have just a natural mountain here. Yes, they do. I wish my mana always worked like this. I have an upgrade now for the Braided Net, which I'm gonna use on that thing. This has Vigilance, by the way. That's not nice. Another upgrade. So I think the Denotomaton is still the play. It could be that I'm gonna upgrade right away. Because they can tap the Scallywag, but I guess then I have a 4/3 menace on the board, which is worth something, but it's not nice because they can tap this on the next turn anyway. But I mean, let's do this. Well, they're gonna take 2. They're gonna take 2. Yep. I guess they haven't played the red card yet, so the mountain hasn't been useful yet, but they have used white and blue mana here, but... Okay, so that's going to mean that they have the bounce spell, right? Well, if they bounce the Denotomaton, it will go to top of my deck. I don't mind. I'm not going to use my treasure token here. I mean map token, of course. They can just tap that thing. Alright, alright. So if I attack with both... The guide wing trading with the companion is not the greatest, but maybe it's not the worst either. Well, I kind of want this to go away. If this thing explores, I don't care. Fine. I'll make the trade. It would be nice to operate it, but the problem is they do get to draw the card there. So whatever, let them explore. And I'm not going to use these because they can interact. I'm gonna just have a couple of upgrades up. I get even a treasure token because this went to my graveyard. Okay, so they used no mana at all. What does that mean? Deal with that thing. So they actively have to now do something for the Denotomaton. But as long as they have open mana. And I got the Dreadmoss Ire, which would have been really good against that thing. But as long as they have open mana, there's no reason for me to use like my map token or won't even use the hidden necropolis yet. Let's just go for the combat. Oh, is this actually so that they have nothing? Because they just have priorities here. Oh, they have actually nothing there. It could be a counter spell still. But it also seems like they might... Okay, I'm actually doing this now. Post-combat. Might be a little weird, but I mean, since they didn't have any response. Okay, sure. Fine. I'm gonna do this now. If they counter it, then they counter it. Okay, that is gonna be put in my hand, so they don't even have a... Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my hand. I know I could kill this gnome, but I'm not gonna let them get the card that way. Besides, I can really play around the counter spell that way. Now, it's possible they have the Wrath effect. There is a white Wrath effect, of course. I'm not too confident that... Still they have nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Okay, I guess I'm just... This is an attack trigger, right? Not an ATB. Well, I'm still attacking with both. I mean, this has menace, but there's no really reason not to attack with the Scallywag thing. Okay, so now if they have counter spell, I get to see it now. They have nothing. So they have a Wrath effect. Or they just have like what, ton of lands in their hand. I don't know. Just a companion. This must be their role for this turn, unless they want to keep some, 4 mana up. But I don't know. Maybe they will go and explore. That thing. I could upgrade it now. They get to draw a card, but they lose the good blocker there. Is that the time I'm gonna upgrade it? I mean, I have other things to deal with. Yeah, I'm going to upgrade it. At least try. Oh, sorry. It's an artifact, isn't it? I should definitely destroy an artifact here. So they don't get the Explorer trigger at least. And now they don't have the good blocker anymore. They did gain 1 life too. Let's see. Zoetic Cliff in there. Well, they will get the Discover 3. Not much I can do about it. Because I can kill it, with the Dreadmoss Ire. If I attack with everything, they will block the Scallywag. I will lose it, but then again I would deal a lot of damage. It's almost enough damage, but not quite. I wish I drew a spell there. That could have been quite useful. I can make this into a 3-2 and attack with the Vandercliff Cliff too. But I suppose I'm just going to attack with everything and hope they go with the block on the Vandercliff. Yeah, if they block the Scallywag, it's okay to me, I guess. Let's exile this thing. This 6 now. Yep. I won't have any target for them. Destroy target artifact part, but let's see what they have. Oh, this has an additional cost. But of course they couldn't cast it, but they of course have it in their hand now. Sure. I don't know if I wasn't supposed to play the mountain. I have the card in my deck that says discard a card to draw 2 cards. Alright, so now if they want to use this, they have to sacrifice this, and this is actually a card that is good enough that they might not want to do that. Maybe they have some other thing there. Okay, Denotomaton goes away. And how do they deal with the rest of this? Oh, well, this was a good one. Okay, well, they definitely have a way to deal with something here now. Nope. So I guess in this game they just really had a lot of lands. Maybe they kept a hand with a lot of lands, which explains that they get the perfect mana. They actually, at the end of the game, they have 3 plains, 3 islands, and 3 mountains here. So I suppose that's what happens when you keep a hand, or just keep drawing lands. Because they really didn't do much at all. They had like the gnome and the guide wing, and then a lot of turns when nothing happened, they had this thing into this. Alright, well, I'm just happy I won this match. On the play, one of these hands, but this is actually keepable because I have an upgrade for 2 and I have a couple of 3 drop options here, and not a lot of black cards in the deck. So well, I of course still drew immediately another black card. So this says they choose an artifact or creature card. And then this turns into a 5/4, but that costs a lot, so I'm not gonna upgrade that thing. I guess they have 2 options here. I don't care which one they take, because I'm gonna play the other one on the next turn regardless. Them knowing about the fortitude and my removal is not great though. But what can I do? Okay, no map token for me. There's no reason to show them that I have the swamp now. You don't get the card back by killing this, so it was just a discard and it's gone for good. Another black-red deck. Another gnome. Well, I have the dead weight on that thing. I got slightly punished now. Not by a lot, but slightly, because had I played the swamp on the previous turn, I could have played the hidden volcano now, but then again they might have chosen differently with the knowledge of the swamp. So this thing gets +2/+1 when it's a 4/4 attacker, yeah. If they have 2 artifacts, but I have no reason to leave it alive. They know about all my tricks, so I'm just gonna clear the way. They of course played that card now. Because they wanted to make me use the upgrade. But if I didn't use the upgrade, they would have just traded, and I wanted to push for damage here. And now if they have a removal, I can actually respond with the fungal fortitude. They can craft with 2 creatures. Very soon. It's gonna cost 6 mana. It's gonna be a 5/4. Right. Well, I definitely need something here. That means I can crack the hidden volcano. I'm gonna do that. And it's going to be a... Well, dead weight isn't the worst here at all. They're gonna go to 5. Yeah, that weight was really huge, in fact, because even if they make a 5-4, they're gonna lose, because they're gonna tap out for it. And my remaining guys, yeah, this is gonna be a win for me, thanks to the +2/+0. Even drew a land here, but it doesn't matter, this is exacts. Wow, I needed every point of damage here, because the opponent was just so close to stabilizing. So close to stabilizing that if I didn't, I mean, let's say if they have like 2 life now, I don't know if with my draws here I would have been able to beat them. Now, what is the plan here? Sunfire Torch could be used, because I saw a bunch of low toughness creatures, the gnome, the companion. Well, that's all I saw, but I assume they have more. Okay, the Dreadmore's Ire will be very nice dealing with stuff like the Visage of Dread, and also these things are actually artifacts, so that's a good one to have. I haven't drawn the Lattice even once. I would like to see that in action. I haven't drawn my Panicked Altisar too. It's a good blocker, and in the meanwhile can keep dealing damage. I don't think I want to particularly... I'm not gonna put the torch in the deck right now, mostly because I don't know what to remove. I like all the cards in here, even the Fortitude. Although they know about it now, but they are black-red. Black-red has a bunch of removal. It would be nice to have the kind of a removal counter. Yeah, I'm gonna use the Fortitude now. Maybe if it goes to game 3 and I see even more low toughness creatures, maybe then the torch will be sideboarded in, but not now. Okay, I just can't get very many good hands. Again, if one of these was a mountain, this would be a very nice hand, even have the 4-5 in here. Now all I can do is the Bitter Triumph, and most of the cards in the deck, the non-lands, are red. So if I don't get the mountain or the mountain cycler, but I just like this stuff now. I mean, I have the idol, which is most likely going to be able to deal with something, but this is a mulligan. I need the red mana, there's just no way. At least now I don't have a one land hand here. Here I can... I guess I have to... I have the 4 and 5 drops, I'm not going to put lands away, and I don't really want to put the 5 drop either. There's nothing I can sack for this thing yet. I think this iron might be slightly more valuable than the offering the... Yeah. Okay, well that is fine. I can trade. Okay, they get a treasure token now because of the cycling. Are they missing other colors of mana? I got the 4th land, by the way. This is good. Now I can cast pretty much everything. They have a companion. I don't think they're gonna attack. I will snap block if they do. Of course, if it becomes a 3-3, then I won't. It did not. They still don't have a swamp. Alright. They still choose that. Well, I'm gonna choose that. Yelling. I'm actually going to do this, because the Dinotomaton has a useful ETB ability. This way I also can eat the graveyard, which can matter. This is an attack trigger. They do have a black mana in the treasure, so let's see if that's gonna happen. Upgrade on that. Oh well, they would have been able to kill the Dinotomaton too. More of that. Okay. I wouldn't mind drawing a land for the Altisar. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm going to play this and use the deadweight, because this will be a 4-2 menace on the next turn, most likely. I mean, or wait a minute. Let's actually do this. I kind of keep forgetting that this is a map token, not a treasure. Alright, so now it's gonna be a 4-2 trampler. If I don't need to make it a menace creature, yeah, I'm gonna play the Altisar. They're gonna map away. They get the swamp, but they already had a black mana once there. Okay, Red Moss Ire. Yeah, this makes sense. I'm gonna do this. It will get the base power from this other dino, so it's a 4-2. And if they block... I mean, am I going to hope that they don't have like an upgrade here? Because this will be very good. I can kill the Dino Automaton. Yeah, I think it's just worth it. I hope they don't have another upgrade. I really do. This is no artifact creature. Come on, you can do it. Yes. Perfect. This goes away. I wouldn't be able to block it anyway because it has menace and I have only one blocker here. Okay, this actually seems quite good now. They are not winning the race currently. This will give me a menace attacker, will enhance this guy into a 4-2. Yeah, I'll take 2. I'm not gonna... This could be a bluff attack, but there's no way I'm gonna block there because I'm at 14. I'm not too worried about this thing being annoying. Okay, this has death touch. Hey, I got my own one. That's pretty sweet. But this guy gets now menace, so they can't block it. This will be a 4-2. It will be a 4-2 trampler. I don't mind the trade at all. And then I can still play this post combat. This is an excellent setup. And if they do actually make the block, I'll get to trigger my own Zoyova here. They have to discard a card, sacrifice a permanent, or take 3 damage. I guess they can sack a treasure token or a mountain. Or discard a mountain as an option too. And I have these up. I can use this. Oh, they're gonna kill one of my... Well, the Altisar, of course. Oh, they chose actually the... I'm not gonna... Why would they insist doing the attacks? I mean, they could have killed the 4-5 that keeps, you know, pinging them for 2. But I guess the menace guy is also annoying for them. Anyway, this was a good one, but now I have to be a little bit careful. I don't want to die. Because I can kill the marionette to go to 7, because I can't discard a card currently. Or I can just use the hidden necropolis. I can also just use the hidden necropolis. And then use this for 2 damage. I think that is more valuable now. I can use this for 2 damage on the end of their turn. Okay, that's a really good one. That's gonna be a 4-4 trampler. It doesn't actually make me attack with any... I want this trigger to happen, make them sack a mountain. Because it will just trade with one of these and I don't think it's worth it. And I mean, it would be different if I wanted to descent trigger, but it's already gonna happen, so... I think I am actually in a very, very good shape now. It's not a non-layer, they can sack lands, but they can't sack lands forever there, I guess. Okay, that's not an irrelevant thing at all. I'm very happy they chose to kill the other guy. I guess the menace guy would have been annoying for them to block, but this is just this is gonna well make me win. I finally got this one, I don't need it anymore. Okay, so this is an instant. I don't mind going to 7. I'm gonna of course attack with the trampler here. Dinosaurs. I have a dino here. I think I'm not gonna play this on this turn. I want to have something to discard for it. So Zoyova attacking. It's just trading with those things. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna attack here and assuming they're gonna block with the marionette, and of course this has trample. I just want to see if they want to go for some kind of a double block system here. There's no reason for me to do this before seeing how they block, because with the trample it's still gonna be able to... I can clear it away. You know, if they block with the marionette, that is. I can still have the option to kill the marionette and they take the full 4 here. Actually, I do want that to happen because then I just win immediately. Because this Altisar is actually going to be able to trample over... sorry, not trample, but deal 2. So I wanted them to block with just 1. But they, of course, that would be a little risky when I have this 2 damage up here. Anyhow, this is just a whatever, and this is gonna be pay 3 life, kill this, trample for 3, and they are almost dead. I can make them go to 1. That's of course not enough. But as long as I can untap with this guy, I can just win. Yeah. I really like this ability here. 5 mana, 4/5 reach, very good blocker on the flyers, and then you can keep dealing damage. That's sweet. Okay, that was the event. I actually trophied with this deck while I wasn't too happy about the deck, but it did have some basic good limited stuff. It had decent removal, and the matchups happened to be something like there was not a red-green dino matchup where cards like Deadweight are not that good. So I had early action, cheap removal. I was able to push through, and I guess in the games that I won, I just was able to draw the stuff I needed. I had some mana issues, but that didn't actually prevent me from going 3-0 here. But yeah, this was a not a great deck. The mana curve wasn't really that ideal. I needed maybe some better 3-drops in here. I never actually played this thing. I never got to craft it. I think I had a lot of artifacts. 8. Well, maybe. But you can also craft with artifact tokens. You can craft with map and treasure tokens that are on the battlefield. So I think making this craft happen wouldn't have been that impossible. But yeah, sometimes you win with a kind of a mediocre deck, and sometimes you lose with amazing decks. So that's sometimes how it goes. Pick up this reward here. Now this is I happened to again record this video which I trophied with. I had a run of bad drafts that I didn't record any of them. I had, for example, 103. So I haven't really been that successful in this set as this uploads make it seem like. But now it happened that I started recording and got a good result. So I'm not really, I'm not cherry picking the drafts. I will upload everything that I record, but now I have recorded the correct ones, so to say, the ones where I have a decent amount of victories. Anyway, I will see you in the next video in a couple of days. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.